Today, I would like to talk to y'all about cremation. Have you ever wondered what goes on in the cremation process? I'd like to tell you a little bit about how it got started. In 2011, over 42% of the world's population was cremated according to the NFDA burial report, which is the National Funeral Directors Association burial report. They are predicting by 2025 those numbers are going to significantly increase. To cremate means to reduce ashes by fire. Cremation dates back further than most realize. The first crematory opened in 1876 by a family physician named Dr. Julius Lemoyne in Washington, Pennsylvania. Cremation to do at this time was mainly to do with religion. In today's society, cremation is an everyday thing. In Davidson County, where I work at, the cremation rate is around 38% of our business. In North Carolina, there were over 40 crematoriums alone. Cremation is an alternative to traditional burial. The body is placed in a covered combustible container when they are deceased, which is required by state law. This can be anything from a simple box to a hardwood casket. The body is transported to the crematory where the cremation will take place. It goes into refrigeration, or other known as a large walk-in cooler that has racks on it that we place the bodies on. You have to wait 24 hours before you can cremate for identification purposes, or in case the family changes their mind about cremation. And you also have to have a signed death certificate before you can do the cremation. Once those processes are complete, the chamber is heated anywhere from 1575 to 1700 degrees Fahrenheit. The cremation container is then put into the retort, and it takes usually around 2 to 3 hours to cremate a body, depending on the size of the body. An obese body will take longer. Some will say a certain weight is obese, that you have to go by age and their weight. When the process is complete, the cremains are brushed to the back of the retort and blown out with an air compressor out the side into a pan. And this is when a crematory operator will take the ashes out and place them into a processor. It grinds up the ashes, and that's what makes them actually turn into the ashes, and it actually looks like sand. Then the crematory operator takes a U-shaped magnet and will sift through the pan to get any kind of metal, surgical implanted devices that was in the deceased. The cremains are placed in there. Once those are done, that usually takes about 5 to 6 minutes. Once that is done, the ashes are placed into an urn or temporary container for the family, whatever they choose. If they want to have a service for their loved one before cremation, which in some cases they would be embalmed. We do offer that package at my job. You can do embalming, you can rent a casket, have visitation in a full service, and after the service, they're slid out of the casket and right into the retort. Some choose to have a memorial service after their loved one has been cremated, or some choose direct cremation. It's all about the family's preference. There's several products that goes with cremation. Families can purchase keepsake urns to divide ashes, or jewelry that will have their loved one's thumbprint placed on it, which that is actually pretty neat. These are all just to remember their loved one. Some people ask, why cremation? Cremation is on the rise, more popular, and more advanced than it used to be. Some choose it due to religious reasons, and some choose it because of expenses. In any situation, it is about honoring the person and their lives. I hope you all have gathered a little more insight on the world of cremation. Is there any questions from anyone?
I have a question. You said you put the body in and it's heated up, and then it's brushed to the back of the retort, and then it's ground. or something? Is that to make sure that all the bones are fine and there's no big bones there? Or?
After it's come out of the retort?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, any metal, anything that was in the person's body, such as hip replacement, knee replacement, shoulder, elbow replacement, metal plates, anything, any screws or anything that was.
So there's nothing done to make sure that all the bones have.
No, the bones will be processed in the processor.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was wondering, the
Yeah.
processor, yeah, okay.
So you can get you can get cremated without even being embalmed.
Yes. You sure can. A lot of people don't realize that, but yeah.
So you have to do that, I'm assuming, a little bit quicker, or no?
No, as long as they've been placed in refrigeration.
What's the price difference with like the difference between cremation and just a regular burial? Or, and also in a case of, like you said, you don't have to be embalmed before being cremated, is there a price difference with that?
If you do what we call a traditional cremation, which involves the embalming, the price does go way up. The cremation versus burial, $8,000-$10,000 difference. If you do just a direct cremation, which I mentioned, no services, no anything. For us to do the cremation, file all the necessary paperwork is a flat rate, and it includes the removal and transportation of the deceased to the crematory is $1,995. If you were to do a burial, embalming, simple casket, simple vault, you're looking around $8,000 to $10,000.
And also the identification piece, when you said y'all have to wait 24 hours, I'm kind of asking, what do you mean by identification? Who?
The state law does require that a family member, at least one family member, identify their loved one before they are cremated.
Like if you remove them from the hospital before they're sick, you still have to come
Yeah,
back?
well, if the family sees them there when you leave, it's okay. We can go by that.
Okay, they just have to be, okay.
Yeah.
As long as someone says, yes, that is my loved one, we're good to go.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
With the metal joints that are found in the bodies, what do you actually do with those? Are they sent back to be melted down to make new joints or any purpose for metal?
They're sent back to the state and they're destroyed.
Oh, the state does it?
And why is that?
Does it keep track with those numbers and
I
stuff?
would think.
No, it's just so nobody can do anything with them. If we throw them in a dumpster, anybody could get, it's no telling.
Or if somebody has a disease or something, imagine.
Well, the crematory will kill it at
Yeah,
1,700
well,
degrees.
yeah.
It's not gonna.
I still would want to take a chance.
I don't know how much you can do with them.
All right, well, thank you all for your time. I appreciate it.